I am MorganEve Swain. I am a full-time musician, most recently in the band Brownbird. My band, Brownbird, became incorporated right before we decided to go on tour full-time. And as a young woman, that was kind of my prerequisite for if we're going to do this full-time and be on the road all the time. It was absolutely necessary that I had health insurance. And so we purchased health insurance through the business, and yeah, that's how we have health insurance. I bought the health insurance right before Obamacare came into play, and it was sort of because it was an emergency, because my husband became sick and we were on the road and he was not insured at the time. So I kind of raced forward and bought health insurance, and so far have not looked into changing it. So currently, just for me, I think I'm paying $350 a month for health insurance, which is insane, but also totally worth it. As a full-time artist, I have to say that one of the biggest misconceptions about being an artist, especially a young artist, is that this lifestyle that we have, especially as a musician, is like, you know, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. And it's about, you know, going out and being on stage and having a good time and drinking and whatever you want to be doing. And that's actually not the case at all. As musicians and as artists of any sort, you know, our bodies and our hands are what we use for our livelihood, and a lot of us don't think of it that way, but we should. We should be thinking of ourselves as athletes, and, you know, if you hurt your hands, what are you going to do? How can you create what you create without your hands? If you get sick, you know, you can't sing, you can't do what you need to be doing, and we learned that the hard way. You know, Dave was 36 and he was diagnosed with leukemia and wasn't insured, and that was the scariest thing that either of us have ever faced. But as a healthy 36-year-old man, you're just not thinking about something like that, and then when something does happen, it's like, you know, what are you gonna do? And that's, you know, we were lucky enough to be able to get health insurance when we did, and without it, our lives would have been, you know, way more difficult than they already were. And that would be my, you know, my biggest advice to everybody, no matter how old you are, no matter what you do for a living. If you care about, you know, what you do and how you do it, you need to be taking care of yourself, and health insurance is the most obvious way to do it. There's really just no excuse these days for not having it.